In this video, we're going to go over cloning a contest, which will help you deploy contests a lot faster. Replay is not necessarily the best contest to demonstrate this with, but it will make you familiar with the process, and you will see me do this in future videos. So we created this Replay Fast 01, and we want to create another contest where we want to do weekly replays as well. Let's say that I change the font here, and I change it to Cute KTR, and I change the default ranking color. Let's make it pink. Okay, so now we've got a pretty pink ranking color. All right, and so I have all these settings here, and I have, my rules and all my things here. Let's say that I put, RA core, and, thanks for playing, blah, 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 and I change all this stuff, and I set it to shout, and I've got all these custom configuration and settings, and I don't want to have to enter all that again. Okay, fine. What you can do is you can take your contest here and right click on it, and you have an option here that says clone RA Core Replay Fast 01. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a weekly replay contest, but we're going to use all the settings from this one. So we're going to say, okay, let's clone it. And it says, okay, enter a valid name for the clone contest. Well, let's call this RA Core Replay Weekly 01. Okay, and it says, okay, it's been created from the settings from Fast 01. So now we have here RA Core Weekly 01. Remember I said a clone to new contest is always defaulted offline. So offline here, but everything else is set, including the payer region and everything. So we're going to go to contest specific settings. We have our Cute KTR font, which is what we changed it to. We've got our colors. Everything is set, but we want to make the changes to make this a replay contest, or weekly contest, right? So we're going to say, okay, we want 7 days, and we are going to change this. We want this to just be 1% replay and no cash. Delete, delete, 1% to all players, cash out percentage 0. And we're not going to carry any credits, so we're good there. And let's see, we're going to refund 100% of it. We're going to send daily reminders, but we don't want to bug them too much on this one. So let's just send them one every, 20 hours. Do it like this, make it happen. Okay, every 20 hours. And then we're going to give them another warning 2 hours before the session ends. We're not doing anything on the bot, and you see here RA Core shout, it preserved all of our stuff here. Okay, we're done. Save. All right, so now that we've saved it, now what we want to do is we want to go back to Second Life and see over here we have our old replay contest. So we want to set up the weekly, which is still offline, by the way. Well, you can shift copy if you want. So we're going to take this and we're just going to shift copy. And let me align these two together so that it looks good. All right, and now you have 2 of the exact same contest, right? They're showing. No big deal. Because again, the boards aren't sending anything, right? There's nothing being duplicated. It's just showing you 2 copies of it, okay? So we're going to come over here to this guy. Now, every single contest should have a services button on it. The only exception to this rule right now is over the top if you res it with no header. And we'll talk about that later. But every other contest has a services button on it. And this services button is for the operator only. And it allows you, when you click it, it allows you to enter a contest ID to build. This is the same thing that you saw when you res a builder box, okay? So what are we going to build here? Well, we're going to build RA Core Replay Weekly 01, okay? Because that's the new one we created. And we're going to say submit, and it's going to say, hey, there's multiple layouts. Even though it's replay credits only, we're actually just going to say default, okay? Because If it is, if we do credits only, it's going to have to rebuild it, okay, because it's a different layout. So we're going to keep it the same layout, okay, default replay. And as you see down here, it says contest ID RA Core Weekly Replay 01 is now the active contest. You also see this board turned a really ugly red. Red means offline, right? Because remember, we didn't put this online. But at this point, this board is now your weekly board. So we go back into the application here. We go to General Settings, we scroll up, we turn it online, and then we come back to Second Life. And all we have to do is just wait a minute here. It will take a little moment because we need to wait for it to check in. It can take up to 45 seconds or so. There it is. And now the board is online, and you see that it is 6 days, 23 hours, and 59 minutes because your contest just now came on. And we're set. You now have your 2 replays. And now when a game comes in, it will go in on both, and the player can interact with the weekly, they can interact with the daily. So any contest can work like that, which is really, really cool. If you have, we're going to get in the next video, we're going to get into groups and show you how to really speed this process up, especially if you have things like, 5 all-in-ones covering different buy-in ranges for certain contests. So we're going to go over that in the next video. And in this one now, this is just showing you how you can clone a contest very quickly.